instrumental music director for Pittsburgh Obama Academy. I'm in charge of the concert band, marching band, orchestra, world drumming ensemble, chamber ensemble, as well as the step team. And I also direct the pit for the musical. I first became involved with the Schenley musical as a high school student. I actually am a Schenley alum. It all started in 1972, and Roger Babushi directed 5 on the Black Hand Side. And since then, he has done 35 productions.
I met him and he told me that when I got to Schenley, I should go out for the musicals. I was a little bit skeptical because there was always a reputation of Mr. B where he seemed to be really, really tough.
2008 was a really rough year regarding the musical and just our school in general. Our school actually closed that year, and in that same year, Mr. B passed away. So everyone was feeling that heartache from his passing.
My best friend, my mentor, the person who created all this, died right before the show opened.
And it was extremely difficult to get over, considering we still had a show to put on.
Probably one of the most painful years ever. Also because we had to leave the school.
What he did with the musicals for such a long time was something that he did because he loved, and he wanted to see, his legacy live on even when we were done with Schenley, and that we would be able to remember the things that we did and the people we met and the songs we sang while we were there. And I think that part was really something that Mr. B really stuck with me.
His successor, Kelly McCrell, continued the legacy, and she ended the Schenley tradition of musicals in 2011 with Seussical. Thereafter, after our name change of Obama Academy, we started a new tradition with similar principles, and now we continue the legacy under those same principles. Oh, yesterday, yeah, I had all the mushrooms and I was crying.
Miss McCrell, she's a great director. She does things different. Like, I think that's what made it great too. Like, she I don't know. She was just the shit.
My experience in musical was life-changing. I think musical made me who I am because I was really unexperienced in life, and musical brought a lot of real life situations to the table.
Musical is a big part of my life. I've been a part of the musical for 7 years now. Yeah, 7 years now. Since I was a freshman, I started as a dancer. Now I am choreographing for the show.
I think the biggest thing musical taught me is that as long as you're working hard and you're with the right people, you will always pull through. I remember many nights, the whole cast on stage just being yelled at or going home. I would drive people home senior year, and half the car would be crying, like a lot of nights getting towards the show. But we knew we were gonna get there. But it just knowing that once you get through that struggle, because you have all these good people around you, that you will be able to do it. I mean, that helps you anywhere in life.
What's so different about Schenley musicals that I've seen is a few things. The camaraderie between the students and the staff. A lot of the staff is very youthful, and so there's a huge rapport between the two, and I think that makes for a great chemistry, to be productive. What else? Oh, I also feel as though the diversity plays a huge part in the successes of the musical. Any musical we do, we transcend gender lines, racial lines. It doesn't matter.
I think that there's something so special about what happens during musical. It brings together people that you would have never
ever
spoke to in high school before. Like, there are so people now that I'm like, I wonder where that person is. Where's Kai Roberts? Where's Tyler Little? Like, these are people that I know that I would not have spoken to at all, who once musical time came around, it was like you meet them and you become comfortable with them. These are
family,
people that
basically.
You trust.
Yeah.
And after that, you've built that relationship with them. You don't lose that bond. It never goes away.
I think that experience and meeting people from so many different walks of life and so many different aspects that Schenley had at that time. There was PBTs, which was Pittsburgh Ballet Theater, and we had people that would come in from there and they would be a part of our shows. And we had just so many different walks of people, so many different ethnic groups of people that it was really interesting to be able to interact with those people, because I'm from Lincoln Lamar area in Pittsburgh, and I didn't always get a chance to interact with so many different types of people at that time. So it was really cool.
It's kind of like a sorority. It's really weird. No, seriously. I'm being so serious. Like, it's a relationship that you build with people that you really can't explain to anybody else unless they're in it.
Right.
You can't explain it from the inside out, and from like the outside, you can't understand it. It's something that you have to personally experience, but it's such an awesome experience.
I hate this one because you can't describe it.
Even describe it. It's hard to describe.
We can't tell you.
You have to feel it for yourself.
I can't explain it. Magic is just that overwhelming feeling when you step on stage and everybody's looking at you and the lights are on and it's time and you know it's time and you know you're about to kill it. That's magic.
It's just like this overwhelming feeling of like love and energy and just
basically in that character.
Yeah.
It's like you are the performance. You are what brings this show to life. They're showing it to the audience like we have talent, we have what it takes, and we love this, and they just basically, it's like a glow.
It exudes. It really does. It exudes from you. And anytime you see a Schenley musical, you want to know what it is about those kids, what's so special about those kids, why those kids keep winning Gene Kelly Awards. It's because of that thing called magic.
For a lot of people, I think magic can be a lot of different things. I think magic is something that, for me personally, that I always seen it as history of what came before you. I think a lot of what Mr. B did, and now that Miss McCrell's taken over, a lot of their legacies of different musicals that they've done, you hear about. You know what I mean? Being a part of the cast, you hear about, you know, the chorus lines of Mr. B or the Once on this Island.
There is an island where rivers run deep,
with the sea sparkling in their souls, as the name jewel of the Antilles.
Even with Miss McCrell, you hear about her popular shows that she's did, the Suzicals and all of that. You hear about those shows and you're like, man, like, how do I live up to that? So I think when you get magic, it's almost like it's now a piece of you. Like, you have a piece of history that you can actually be something that's physical, you know what I mean? That you can have to represent what it is that everybody who before you has done, and now you're a part of it because you have it, and that now that you have it, you're able to, you know, I guess, grasp a little bit of that confidence, a little bit of that emotion, a little bit of that swagger more than anything. So I think that's what Obama and Schenley was known for more than any other schools in Pennsylvania when it comes to, you know, the Gene Kelly Awards, because we had swagger. A lot of people, they did musicals and it was just like a typical high school musical. And that's one thing I remember that we used to say at Schenley, is that we don't do high school musicals, we do Schenley musicals.
sweet sensation.
Miss McCrill remains the director of the Obama Academy musical, I will remain the music director of the Obama Academy musical. I will go on as long as she goes on.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand